Good morning, Representative Alvin. How are you today?
I'm alright. How you doing?
I'm doing great. It's so nice to finally meet you. I've heard so much about you. Let's have a seat. My name is Ebony MItchell, and I'm a Master's of Nursing Administration student at the University of Texas, Arlington. And I requested this meeting with you today to find out what you know about Senate Bill 1842. Have you heard of this bill before, sir?
Well, actually, I have.
You haven't? Great. I can educate you. Basically, what this bill pertains to is restraints and the use of restraints in mental health patients, or patients who are mental health patients in hospitals. If you could give me just a second, let me tell you a little story first before we go into more detail about the bill. There was this young girl. Her name was Alexis Yvette Ritchie. Alexis was a 16-year-old foster child admitted into a adolescent psychiatric facility. During her admission, Alexis got a little irate, which is not abnormal for mental health patients, as you know. She started biting and kicking and scratching at other individuals, at staff members, at other patients, and she was also in danger of harming herself. Noticing this, two of the aides came, one on each side of Alexis. They got her and they decided, okay, it may be best to put Alexis in what is known as, quote, their quiet room. They took Alexis down the hallway to the, quote, quiet room, and while in this quiet room, they thought maybe Alexis will calm down, but that didn't happen. Alexis continued to fight, scratch, and attempt to bite. With that being said, the nurse comes in and gives Alexis a sedative in her hip. After she gets this sedative, she calms down. She then goes limp and falls over. The nurse and the tech then proceed, the two aides proceed to walk out of the room, leaving Alexis in this hallway, in this secluded, quote, quiet room. Minutes later, exactly 12 minutes later, the charge nurse passes by the room, and what do they find? Alexis is sprawled over, and she's not breathing. As you can see, Representative Al, I know you pride yourself on being a voice for those who oftentimes would otherwise not have a voice. And on your website, you show a picture of the VA hospital here in Houston. With this hospital, there are a lot of patients there who suffer from mental illness. Exactly, according to the National Alliance of Mental Health, there are approximately 24, just here in Texas alone, approximately 24.3 million individuals, which is 833,000 adults and 288,000 children who suffer from mental illness. With that being said, sir, you can understand the importance of this bill. Let me go into greater detail about the bill. Basically, the bill states, as I said in the very beginning of our conversation, that a registered nurse, usually as registered nurses, we're not able to do face-to-face re-evaluations of patients who are suffering from mental illness. That's usually the responsibility of a physician. But according to Senate Bill 1842, this bill would grant us, as registered nurses, the ability, as long as we were not the nurse who originally did the assessment on this patient, to come in after an hour and do re-evaluation, a face-to-face re-evaluation, if we ourselves have the proper assessment skills for psychiatric and mental health, then we can go in after an hour of this patient being restrained or secluded and determine whether or not this patient is able to go back to their regular activities. So with all of this being said, Mr. Green, Representative Green, can the nurses, can the ANA, the TNA, and all other advocates for this bill, can we anticipate your support on this bill for our mental health patients here in Texas?
Well, it seems like something I'd be interested in. If they about it, I need more information on it.
Okay, what more information did you need? Because I can provide you that now if you like.
Okay, well, we'll talk after this break.
Okay, well, thank you, Representative Green, for your time.
And thank you.
And it was very nice to meet you, sir.
Nice to meet you, too.